Hey YouTube, welcome back. So I'm Will over here at 411 Now, and I'd like to welcome you to another video. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're having a great day today. So this is part 2, an update on the missing boy in North Carolina, 6-year-old MADDOX Scott Rich. He has been missing now for we're going on 3 days now that he has been missing, and the police just gave an update about an hour ago about what they're doing to investigate and speed this process up. They are now brought in canines, aircraft, drones with heat sensitive lenses on them, so they can see heat signatures in the forest area even at night. They've brought in divers with sonar. They're also, because this lake that's in the park there is an 80-acre lake, so it's a quite, a pretty good sized lake. They're also checking local businesses that were closed on Sunday and getting the copies of their surveillance video to see if maybe he actually made it out of the park and to a nearby business. The FBI is bringing in their experts as well. They've already had boots on the ground there in the park area, and are giving assistance to the chief of police and the sheriff's department. There's over 12 different police agencies that are donating their men are donating their off time, so they're not being paid to actually be there, but they're helping with the search as well. They've set up a hotline for people to leave tips. Now, as of noon today, they had over 80 credible tips that they were actively researching, not counting the thousands of quack calls that they've received, but 80 credible leads that they are actually searching. And of course, with the cases like this, the psychics and people who say they can see into the future or to the past, they've come out of the woodwork as well. Quite a few of them have been on a couple of different news channels that I won't bother to even mention. You can probably figure out which news channels they've been on. But so 6-year-old MADDOX Scott Rich, he's autistic, and they consider him nonverbal, but he does communicate verbally, some words, but most of the time he doesn't do anything at all. So after being lost in the woods for 3 days, they figure right now, if he is in the park still, he has hunkered down somewhere and is too scared to come out. So one of the tactics that they're trying right now is, as they go through on forerunners and search on foot, they've been playing a audio message over speakers that they, handheld speakers that they're carrying, with messages that have been recorded from the mother and from the father, hoping that if he hears the voice of someone that he is familiar to him, like his mother calling him or his father calling him, that he will come out of the woods or wherever he's hiding or bunkered down at. Wanted to also let you know that according to the sheriff and from the chief of police, now they wanted to answer a couple of questions, and this is, people need to understand this. When it comes to an Amber Alert, they did not issue an Amber Alert in this case because there are certain criteria that Amber Alerts are actually used for. They only use them when they have a known abduction by a non-custodial parent, and so these requirements must be met. If it's somebody who takes a child and is not the parent, then they issue an Amber Alert. It must be, there's other things along with it, but since MADDOX was with his father and another family member when he ran away, he wouldn't qualify for an Amber Alert. So that needs to be expressed as well. That's why there was no Amber Alert. When it comes to the family has been very cooperative. Mother and father both are still at the park, and they've been there for 3 days. They haven't left since this whole entire thing went down, and they're refusing to go home. They've stayed right there, and they have actively been searching, and helping the investigators any way they can. The mother has asked for privacy in this matter. It doesn't want to draw attention away from anyone helping. If you were there, or you know somebody who may have been there, they have set up a hotline number. I'll give that to you before the end of this video. One of the other things is, on top of being autistic, he has a huge phobia. He's scared of the dark, and so we're going on the 3rd night now down there. So it's nighttime already. I don't know what time you're actually going to see this video, but it is definitely nighttime there right now. I believe it would be close to almost midnight right now there, if not a little bit later. So, yeah, it's tragic. Now, I want to give you a scope of how big this actual park is that he's in. We're not talking about a small little community park, in a residential neighborhood. There are residential neighborhoods on one side going down and around, and there are businesses up on the other side of it. This park, all right, there's an 80-acre lake in the middle of it, and the park goes around it and then over to one side. And this park actually has an 18-hole disc golf course on it. It has a playground, picnic area, day use. It does not have night use, like parking, camping, or anything like that, but it does have all outdoor recreational areas. It has huge, like softball fields, soccer fields. It's a huge park. So there's a lot of area to cover. And then on top of that, there's a surrounding, almost all the way around the entire lake is dense forest areas too, where if he was to run off into, and approximately where his father said that MADDOX ran away from him, is a very dense forest, and it's it would be 200 to 400 yards in some areas before you'd get out to a street. So if he's in those wooded areas, they could walk past him 8 or 9 times and never see him if he's hunkered down someplace, like in a little valley or something. And that's one of the things that the sheriff and the chief of police answered was, are these canines that they're bringing in, are these cadaver dogs? Yeah, unfortunately, people ask these questions in the media, and I guess it'd be a viable question, but they ask it anyways. And no, these are not cadaver dogs. These are canine dogs that actually are trained to hunt and find people. That they're not cadaver dogs. So, but the police are not taking anything off the table right now. Kidnapping, abduction, or anything like that. They're also not ruling out possible foul play, and they're also not ruling out drowning. So much so, they've actually, with the Corps of Engineers, they've started to draw back the water levels so they can search the bank areas in some areas and have better accessibility to them, to see if there's any evidence that can be found in certain areas where the father said they were when he ran off, and where he may have gone. Now, where he took off running away from his father and the other family member, there is a clearing before the woods, and it's got a little bit of a hill. So, the 6-year-old took off. He had to have bolted. And there are other things that in this park. There are boat rentals. There are not just regular power boats, but there are also paddle boats, foot pedal ones that they rent there. And he could be hiding out in one of those sheds. There are several outbuildings as well. So, we're hoping for the best. I just wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on with him. And let's pray for the best. You stay safe out there.